June marks Internet Safety Month, and the BBB tallies a record number of scamming reports. WIFR reporter Alyssa Kelly talks with experts to learn more about phishing and the toll it takes on all of us.
Phishing is a scheme that scammers use to trick consumers and employees into sharing personal information about themselves or the companies they work for.
I knew it was a scam because I didn't order anything.
Phishing is one of the oldest scam techniques. Most internet or smartphone users receive these messages with the scammers impersonating a well-known company and using links to lure unsuspecting victims to give up their information or hard-earned cash.
The BBB does deep investigations, and this one is about phishing.
The Better Business Bureau is releasing a new study showing phishing scams nearly doubled in 2023, and reports already indicate another record year is likely for 2024.
The reason, phishing scams have been around for so many years is because they work. They continue to work. The Federal Trade Commission, the FBI, and our scam tracker reports indicate that is part of the problem.
Phishing scams target both individuals and businesses. And according to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, businesses have lost billions over the last 3 years.
So if you get a request to make a payment for a retailer or a company or anything that you are unaware of, this is a red flag that this is a phishing scam.
Scam Tracker reports it received more than 9,000 scam alerts last year alone.
Scammers, this is what they do. They're professionals at it.
The Better Business Bureau says there are few red flags to watch out for, including requests for payment with embedded links, offering government refunds, claims about suspicious activity, and generic messages paired with logos of a well-known company.
Thank you, Alyssa. And these techniques often change, so it can be hard for law enforcement to keep up. If you spot a scam, make sure to report it to the BBB Scam Tracker.